In Kazakhstan, Catholics represent only about 1% of the population. Yet, Vatican representative Monsignor Khaled Akashe was seated at the center of the round table during the International Interreligious Congress in Astana. Why would a representative of such a small religious minority hold such a prominent position at an interreligious meeting in a predominantly Muslim country? The Vatican's involvement in Kazakhstan's interreligious efforts began after Pope St. John Paul II's historic visit in 2001, where he emphasized the importance of fostering peace among different religious communities. Inspired by this message, the first Congress was convened in Astana in 2003.
Смысл категории священности, превратная ее трактовка ведет к презрению человеческих законов.
Съезд, в общем, очень важный.
I think the Congress is very important because it fosters an atmosphere of dialogue, cooperation, and peace. It also helps maintain religious freedom in the country. Kazakhstan, by hosting this Congress, sets an example of religious freedom to the world.
Kazakhstan is home to 120 ethnic groups and nearly 4,000 religious organizations representing 18 denominations. Its religious diversity is clearly reflected in its places of worship, with the largest serving the Muslim majority, which makes up 70% of the population. Christianity, the second largest religion, is predominantly Russian Orthodox. Although modest, the Catholic Cathedral in Astana has welcomed two popes, Pope John Paul II in 2001 and Pope Francis in 2022. Diana Yesenova, acting chair of the board at the N. Nazarbayev Center, shares that since independence, Kazakhstan has successfully maintained religious harmony.
Religious buildings in Kazakhstan haven't closed in the 30 years since its independence. Instead, they continue to grow and flourish.
The Catholic Church's contribution to interreligious dialogue is significant, both in Kazakhstan and globally, especially following the Second Vatican Council's Nostra Aetate document, which opened the door for dialogue and mutual respect between Christianity and other world religions.
Participation of the Catholic Church in this forum sees in that way. It's a possibility of Catholic Church in Kazakhstan to know itself, to the identity of the Catholic faith.
A key highlight of this year's meeting was the inaugural Youth Forum of Young Religious Leaders, with participants from 30 different countries. Daria Golubkova, representing Catholic youth, shared how young Catholics can promote peace through dialogue.
Through their openness and willingness to listen, Catholic youth can exemplify Christ's love, the love he brought into the world, so that even non-religious youth may experience it and recognize that Catholic youth are motivated by something greater.
Students from Kazakh universities like Sabina and Amina took part as volunteers. Sabina, an art management student, noted that young people in Kazakhstan are showing a growing interest in religion. Meanwhile, Amina, who is not religious, felt the forum helped to challenge common stereotypes.
I believe the core of all this is about maintaining continuity so that this dialogue continues. No matter what the conflict is or what happens in the world, in any case, the solution is always dialogue. To reach an agreement, you need to keep talking.
By being friends of Jesus, they will be able to be true friends to those they meet, regardless of nationality or religion. The source of love, the source of service, and the source of spiritual growth for youth, regardless of nationality or faith, is precisely Jesus Christ.
Particularly in the Middle East, we are suffering from the situation we are living in. And one of the main problems, it dates back to the misunderstanding of religiosity among the followers of the religion. Problem is that sometimes we are familiar with each other, but we are not existent with each other.
The meeting of the Secretariat and the first Youth Forum mark the culmination of a year-long series of high-level contacts between the Holy See and Kazakhstan. On January the 19th, 2024, the President of Kazakhstan made his first official visit to the Holy See. The meeting was followed by a joint colloquium in April of 2024, hosted by the Vatican in collaboration with Kazakhstan.
La retorica bellicista è purtroppo tornata di moda.
War-mongering rhetoric has unfortunately come back into fashion. This is terrible, but while words of hatred are being spread, people are dying in the brutality of conflicts. Instead, we need to speak of peace, to dream of peace, and to bring creativity and substance to the longing for peace, which is the true expectation of peoples and individuals.
The ambassador of Kazakhstan to the Holy See commented on the growing partnership, explaining that Kazakhstan shares the global vision of the Catholic Church, which is rooted in the ideals of goodness, justice, solidarity, and compassion. Pope Francis visited Kazakhstan in 2022 and participated in the Interreligious meeting, where he, along with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar and other religious leaders, signed a joint declaration. The next Interreligious gathering will be held in Astana in 2025, where Pope Francis is again among those invited.